We've all been there. You just done a really cool sprites for the game, but you have to do the offsets. It's really horrible to do them manually, and while you can use EditArt, you cannot use EditArt with high resolution graphics. If there only was a tool, even a shitty tool to do any kind of thing, well, boy, do I have a shitty tool for you. Here you go. Here's an offset tool that you can use to make offsets in a offsetty way. So for example, if we have Duke here, you can add the frames that Duke has. For example, if you have the rotation animation, you can use the rotation animation and move around with the arrow keys. You have the X and Y. You'll see the what Y stands for really soon. For example, we want to align Duke by the weapon. We just move it around with the numpad key and align Duke to the weapon. Since we're in the middle selection mode, the middle or the cross points to the offset point from the art tile that we want to aim for. And now that we have a frame that's likely wrong, very wrong, let's say something like here, you have the offsets, and you can see that it makes it quite easy to do offsets in a way that you can just put them in game. And what I mean by putting in game, well, once you've done with the offsets, you just press W and it writes you an offset file that I'll show you in a second. Ta-da! You can just put this file in eDuke, just delete the first two columns on each of these files, for example these and these, and you have a ready tile from texture file that you can use in the game. Really useful. So let's see, what other features does the program have? Well, I'm glad you asked by not asking. You have the middle align mode, and then you have the bottom align mode, which also uses the offsets, and then you have a bottom right alignment mode. So how do these work? Well, let me just reset everything for now. We're just going to reset Duke here, and you can do that by pressing numpad 5, which resets everything, and you can see that it's bottom aligned right now. It looks pretty alright if you do bottom alignment, but for example, if you have explosions or something, you'll have the explosion moving up and down all the time, jittering, because well, you don't really need the extra pixels because you're never going to see them, so why draw them? So for example, if we have a frame for ball, we have a water splash here, which looks pretty nice, but we also have the shotgun. So what do we do here? Well, we can use the bottom right alignment, and we can actually use the alignment here, and you can see that the shotgun, let's pretend that the shotgun isn't properly aligned, so we can use this to align the shotgun a lot better. So for example, these frames, we want to make it look a lot closer to the other one, a little bit more, something like here, and you can see that the shotgun barely moves and things get off screen. So it's pretty useful for doing kind of animations, I guess. And yeah, you can see it in game with the offsets once you're done with them. You can also, since it's made with the best programming language in the world, QB64, you can also use mouse to move stuff around really slowly. But it's a lot quicker than waiting for the numpad to move around, so you can do fine adjustments with the numpad when you're bored. So we wrote the config. We can also load the tiles. So now if we look here, we can see that the Duke has been loaded in, even though we restored everything. Let's just restore everything like it was. When I press L, it just loads the file that we saved before. Also has a feature, for example, this flying frame here. You can see that the boots are really quite dark. You cannot see the bottom of the boots. You can press numpad plus to increase the brightness, and numpad minus to make it go lower. What the config file looks like is something a little bit like this. So right now we have the tiles that we specified here, 5x4. You can actually see that it corresponds to corresponds to these, so it's 5x4 here, and this is a tile number that's currently selected, and this one is the tile size that comes out of it. So for example, we have it here, then we move here, 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 and here. Yeah, this one's. And 1 is going to be the first row, second, third, and fourth. So for example, you can do something like that if it helps you with animating stuff. But yeah, it's all there really is to it. If I fucked up something, you can use these to fine-tune odd or even pixels in X and Y axis. It should be working right now. According to Cage, I think things should be fine now. There is absolutely no support for this program, and I mostly coded this quickly to get stuff into Iron Maiden, so it's not really that beautiful, but I hope you find some uses, and you can also probably use this for something then Eduke32 as well. So yeah, just go and have fun. No support. That's all.